So he's totally different from what the people is saying in the community, because the guy is a very good person. He's a very good player, and he talks a lot in game and outside game. So it's very strange what people are doing to him, and I don't think that's something that they should do.
Hey everyone, Sejatun here. I'm here with MiBR Aspas on Media Day. So first off, I just want to check in with you. After almost qualifying for Bangkok, the team had, I think, about a month off. So what were you up to in the past month? Did you just stay in LA and then practice with the team? Any fun plans like going to Six Flags or Disneyland? What were you up to?
I went to Ireland with my wife and two of my teammates, Shannon and Cortesia. And we stayed, I think, 5 days in Ireland. But then we traveled back. We were supposed to go back to LA, but there was a weather storm, so like a winter storm, and we got an email, so we had to stay in Chicago for 4 days. But in Chicago, we went to ski because it was snowing. And then we went back to LA, and we started practicing, I think, some days after. And then I think it was just this.
Yeah. What was Chicago like? Because that was an unexpected stop. Like, what were some of your favorite things that you did there?
I think skiing. We almost did nothing there because we just walked a little bit in the snow. Was the first thing that we did. And then we went to ski, so we had to buy clothes for skiing because we never skied before. It was first time. And Cortesia, somehow he was skiing well already. Yeah, we just saw snow, skied, and walked a little bit in Chicago.
You know, I'm actually really surprised that you were able to kind of travel so much during that past month. I feel like the answer I've been hearing a lot has just been staying home practicing. Was the Ireland trip something that you had planned before kickoff, or after kickoff had happened, you were like, yeah, let's just go to Europe, because that's pretty far.
Yeah, basically we lost the match against Sentinels, and then everyone was like super like demotivated, like not this sad, super sad in the prep room, but in Riot, because we just lost the match. And then we got the idea, what if we go to Ireland? So then Shannon and Cortesia, they said, let's go. Because they were both sad as well, so they just said, let's go. And then we bought the tickets on the next day, we got the hotel, and we went.
Wait, so as in you bought it on the grand final day of Sunday, and then you said, we're going to Ireland, like that?
Yeah, we lost the match, we got the idea, and then in the next day, that was the day of the grand finals, we bought the ticket and the hotel.
Wait, so what attracted you to Ireland specifically instead of something like well, you've been to Reykjavik already, but kind of the other European places?
I almost went to Reykjavik. You remind me this part now. Basically, my wife likes a lot of places in Europe because of like the structure of the buildings and those stuff. They have a lot of mountains and grass, so they have a lot of beautiful views. And Ireland was one of them. So basically we just went there to do some guided trips. So we went to the cliffs, we took a lot of pictures, we went to a beautiful lake that I don't remember the name, was like Grander, something like that. It was a very difficult name. We visited some cities as well, a castle. So basically because of the beautiful views. And then there's another part in the story that I remember now. Instead of going to Chicago, we almost went to Iceland.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because since we had to do the stop because of the storm, we were thinking about going to Iceland and waiting in Iceland and then fly back to LA. But it almost happened, almost. Maybe if like 10 minutes more, we would go to Iceland.
Wow, that's actually really interesting. It would have been really cool. You've been to a lot of just different places in the world. What have been... I think I have an idea of which one would be your favorite, but what have been your 2 favorite places that you visited in the world as a pro player?
I think first one is China, Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
That I stayed 1 month and 15 days. I stayed a lot of time because I had visa issues there. So I stayed a lot of time. And the second one was one that I stayed a lot of time as well. I think was Iceland. I stayed 1 month. I choose those two places because I stayed a lot of time. In the other places, I only stayed for like 1 week, 10 days. So I only practiced and I didn't saw anything of the cities. In those two that I chose, I had a lot of time, so I could like know the city a little bit and those things.
That's actually really interesting because actually the answer I thought you were going to say was Japan, just because you really like anime and plushies and all that. Is the reason why you like China and Reykjavik so much just because you stayed there for so long, or was there a certain thing that each of those places had that you really liked a lot? Was it just the type of nature and setting? Like, talk to me about that more.
I think probably was the fact that I stayed a lot of time, so I could see more things and do more things. For Shanghai, the city was the biggest point. Like the buildings, they were so beautiful at nighttime because they had lights and everything. For me, that was the most impressive city that I've been on my whole life. So Shanghai would be still chosen even if I didn't stay for much time, because we're in a very good part of Shanghai. Just by going out to eat at night, I would see everything, so I didn't need time to stay there. Iceland was mostly because of the time that I had there. So I think we had 1 month, but like 25 days we stayed playing, so I didn't left the hotel. And then we got, I think, 2 extra days there waiting for the flights after we played the finals. And then I got a scooter with Pancada, my old psychologist that was in Louds. Boya, that was the cameraman, and now he's in Leviathan. He's manager for Leviathan. We got a scooter, and we spent the whole night riding the city with a scooter. So that was very fun. And then in the next day, we went to the thermal waters, I think. I don't know how to say in English, but it was a place. And wow, it was incredible.
Nice. That's awesome. It seems like you really enjoy the traveling aspect. Because of that, does that kind of help you be able to just be in the VCT Americas where it's mostly in Los Angeles and not really get homesick as much because you're kind of adjusted to not really being home as much regardless?
I think that travel that I did to Ireland was very good, because if I didn't do that travel, I would just be home playing. This is something that I already do the whole year. It's the only thing that I do. And even when I get to internationals, I don't go out. I just stay in the hotel playing. And I only go out if I have like some extra days and things like that. That was the case for China and for Iceland. So basically, I think that was good. Because I had like some time to reset my mind and get ready for the split one.
You've been doing this for quite some time, and something that's been really notable is how consistently great you have been as a performer. Do you feel like your approach to being a pro has been better? You prioritize breaks more now compared to, let's say, 2022 when you won champs with Loud?
I think I still play a lot of the game. I basically almost never do breaks. I only did this one because we didn't qualify for Bangkok. If we qualified, there was no breaks. So it was very unexpected. But doing that break, I think, was very good for me. That was the first time that I traveled that was not for competing. So first time that I do a travel for myself. I'm really happy because I did with my wife. So we saw everything together. Was even more exciting for me. But it was very good doing that break. But I think that was a very unexpected scenario.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Quickly, are there any other places that you would want to travel, or your wife really wanted to travel to in the future that you could see yourself wanting to go to?
Switzerland, Italy.
How come? Is it the food, or does she really like those places?
The views.
You catch me as a very scenic person because you're talking about Shanghai with the buildings and then Reykjavik. Do you ever just think about like getting a camera and then just like taking pictures of all the stuff like that?
No, because like when I went to Ireland, I took I think 2 pictures maybe. The rest of the picture was just my wife, Shannon, Cortesia taking. So I just go and I only look. I don't take pictures. Yeah.
It seems like you really made the most of this month break period. And it seems like you're just extremely refreshed going to stage 1. So, I mean, just talk to me about going into stage 1. It's about, I'm going to release this after the announcement, but, you know, you're going to have like a new team member as well. So, you know, just talk to me about kind of the goals that you have going into stage 1. You know, let's start with the first 2 weeks or something like that.
My goals, they still the same. That is to win everything, to get better day by day. The new player, I can say the name? Yeah, it's okay? Yeah. Verno, he's a really, really good player. I saw that people were saying that he doesn't communicate and those things, but he talks a lot. Yeah. He talks a lot in game, and he talks outside of the game as well. Mm-hmm. He's still not here in LA, but we are all excited for when he's going to arrive, and he's going to arrive soon. So he's totally different from what the people is saying in the community, because the guy is a very good person. He's a very good player, and he talks a lot in game and outside game. So it's very strange what people are doing to him, and I don't think that's something that they should do. But I'm very excited to play stage 1 with him. My goals, they still the same. That is to win everything and to get better day by day.
Sorry, I actually have just one more question, or maybe 2. Are the comms going to be fully in English with MiBR now?
Depends. It depends. If Verno is dead, it's Portuguese. If Verno is dead, it's Portuguese. But even if he's alive, I can use an example. We are playing Fracture. Shannon and Cortesia, they are together on B side, and then we are all 3 on A. They can just talk Portuguese with each other there on B. And I do the same. If I'm going to do a play with Cortesia and I need him to do something for me, I just say, Cortesia, do this for me. So I say in Portuguese for him. Or if I need a flash for Shannon and it's just me and him in the part of the map, I just say to him in Portuguese.
Nice. Okay, my final question is, I saw a clip come up where you asked Verno a question. What prompted that?
I know the question. Verno was really fast to answer. He's a guy that he doesn't waste time like thinking. So it was a very fast answer. But I was just checking.
Did you get the answer you wanted?
Yeah, it was a good answer. It was a very good answer. And he didn't think to answer, so it was even better.
That's true. Instincts right there.
Yeah.
Well, Aspas, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate the interview. And take care.